fixing my crisscross for corporate jam.
Okay. So that's what it's called.
The crisscross.
Okay, Raymond. Good morning, Raymond Akwa.
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Yes. What are you practicing for corporate jam?
There is a Nigerian form of dance called shaku.
Hey,
shaku. The one that you hold your hands like you're on the phone.
Are you going to shaku?
Okay, Raymond, let's see your shaku.
Sitting down, standing up.
Okay. Give us the rudiments.
We are live.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you're asking to do it.
You want to subject you to mass ridicule?
No, you see, but you'll be doing it anyway as corporate jam.
I'm giving to understand the lightning will be in the way that I will not be identified. I have a right not to.
Okay, I'll have night vision goggles as corporate jam on Friday.
And the torchlight.
That's and I'll be handing them out for anyone who wants to see Raymond
Akwa. Yes, doing the shaku.
All right, but it's gonna be an amazing time at the Soho Bar tomorrow.
Yes,
I can't believe it's just a day away.
I'm super excited.
I am so excited, regardless of the fact that today we have quite a day this morning. Yeah, because it's the funeral of the late Vice President Kwesi Bekwai Emisa Arthur, the late former Vice President, I should say, and our condolences to the family. We'll be going there during the show to touch base with Maxwell Agbagba, who is on the ground with us, and we will be ensuring that we keep listeners updated
on what's going on.
But it's not a happy event at all.
No, it's not.
It's a difficult moment, and we stand with the family, particularly his wife.
And children.
So, Madam Matilda and Mr. Arthur, good morning. We salute you. God is with you. Guys, let's start with the front pages, shall we?
The Daily Guide is reporting this morning Upper West Chiefs hail Nana and NDC abandons mills at Asunjue Park. Mahama cries over salary after pocketing 568,000 Ghana cedis. Those are the stories on the front page of the Daily Guide.
The Chronicle, Oforiatta causes stir in government. Education Ministry says his free SHS comment is not the position of cabinet. Okada riders attack police for enforcing the law. Haruna okays Jean Mensah's appointment, and ADB threatens to publish names of customers who owe 600 million Ghana cedis.
The New Crusading Guide is reporting this morning Newmont is training midwives on keeping mothers and babies alive, but Akufo-Addo is defending the SHS multi-track system. NDC, listen, will not work with Jean Mensah, the new nominated IEA boss. This, according to the regional chairman.
Newly nominated EC boss.
The IEA boss.
Yes, she is IEA boss. She's been nominated.
I wanted to stay, but anyway.
You do? Watch your words, young man.
Subconscious. Stay. Anyway, Adekoka is the one making this comment, and that's on the front page of the New Crusading Guide.
On the Daily Graphic, President justifies double intake in SHS. Government must target those in need of free SHS. That's according to Kwesi Adai Odike, who's the head of the UPP. Emisa Arthur goes home tomorrow.
Now, let me take you straight to the Ghanaian Times, which is reporting this morning, bringing payroll cost in line with the budget. No salaries for workers if warrant exceeds particular month. And that is what's going to happen. And this is coming from the Controller and Accountant General, Eugene Ofosuhene.
On the front page of the Today, bank with GN Bank and supports Ghana's development. That's according to Indum. Accra police whip up morale of officers, and Ankobra under siege as Galamseyers are at it again.
Now, the Business and Financial Times is reporting this morning, first and foremost, sector pay is at it again with a very interesting article. Is the personal income tax regime turning harsh on low-income earners? And that's on the front page red. That's in the inside page, but it's something that has a big feature on the front page too. Sin tax, you know what is sin tax, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Tax for when you
sugar and it's a tax for sugar and soda and stuff like that.
Alcohol, cigarettes. Yeah.
Brilliant. So, Daniel, bad news. Sin tax may cure revenue shortfall. I mean, government, according to this, the proposal is the government should look at those areas too, as Singapore and other countries have done to bring their healthcare system in check. Anyway, but the other ones on the front page of the paper is Parliament approved 70 million loan for Tamale airports, and maize production is under massive threat as farmers in Sisala East and Sisala West have been denied input fertilizer. And the fertilizers, you know why? Have been locked up in warehouses without being given to the people who deserve them.
Finally, from me, the Daily Statesman, provision made for the disabled under NABCO, Ibrahim Anyas assures Mahama's men exposed overpay, salary schedules reveal, and take advantage of government policies, Upper West chiefs urge the youth.
So, anymore, President Akufo-Addo has told us when the double intake will start.
Yes. So he said that it will start in September this year. The government will implement a double intake system for new entrants to public SHS. He said that yesterday when he was speaking at a Durbar of chiefs and the people of Wa. He's doing a 2-day visit to the Upper West region. Did you want to just quickly go through?
Yes, so since we are assured that it's starting in September, that means that with the 2 tracks that are entering SHS 1, remember, what this means is that SHS 1 and 2 would now move from 3 terms to 2 semesters. Think of the semester as running for 6 months with a 2-month vacation in there somewhere. For SHS 2, they will go to school from September, October, November, December, 4 months, and then they would have a 2-month vacation. But with the 2 tracks of SHS 1, the first track will go to school for 2 months, September and October. They'll vacate for the next 2 months, November and December, and they'll go back to school for January and February. So 2 months in, 2 months out, 2 months in. The second track will stay at home from September and October. They will go to school in November, and then they will vacate in February. So the first track in SHS 1 does 2 months in, 2 months out, 2 months in. The second track in SHS 1 does 2 months out, 4 straight months in. And then it continues in the next semester.
Well, thank you for that explanation. In spite of the fact that government did introduce a lot of measures to try to address the infrastructural deficit, it was not enough, and therefore this is where we've gotten to where we're doing the double intake. Now, the 2018-2019 academic year is expected to witness a 31% increase in the population of new students. We're aware that there's a deficit of 183,000 if we do not implement this multi-track system. The president is therefore appealing not only to the chiefs and the people of the Upper West region where he spoke, but also to the rest of the country to support the system and take advantage of it to send their children to school. In spite of all these things, there's a lot of mixed reactions. So there are people who are happy about it, mainly and especially those whose children will be able to go if there wasn't free SHS and if there wasn't the multi-track system. But there's also a lot of people against it who are worried about the pressure that it will put on the system. They're worried about the quality of education that will be churned out. They're worried if this is really just to fulfill electoral promises as opposed to actually putting our children's education first.
It's important that we stay with this conversation to try and get more clarity on this. And so today we will be visiting Kenya, where we'll be speaking with a registrar of the university there and educationist, I should say, Stephen Karanja. He'll be giving us more insight into what is happening there, because government has told us repeatedly that Kenya is one of these countries that is applying the multi-track system. We'll go and find out which system they are applying and how that is working for them. But Raymond, let's move to the other big issue, the appointment of the Electoral Commissioner.
Yes, the NDC is still opposing this particular decision. The latest to add his voice to the cause for the party to reject the Mrs. Jermensa, the nominee for EC chair, is Adekoka. He's the regional chairman, Greater Accra regional chairman of the NDC. His opinion is that they are like a football team. They don't want to play because the match commissioner and the linesmen, the referee, have been appointed by the other party. And they did not even appoint, they appointed a former player of their team to be the referee in this particular case. And that is very absurd according to their logic. He's of the opinion that the party will soon come out with plans and programs to deal with the matter consistently. He said, we have tried since time immemorial, from the time of George Rawlings, for example, to have very fairly independent people in state institutions so that people can trust them from all the shades of political opinion and political persuasions. They can have them as places to go to when there is a problem.
And this is Adekoka.
Yeah, this is Adekoka.
But haven't I heard Harun Idrisu say something different?
Okay, so Harun Idrisu has been speaking in the Chronicle. The Chronicle quoting must have said that, they think that she's a fairly neutrally minded person and that she's likely to be a very wonderful person to do the job. He personally has no problems with her, and that the other things that they want to consider is whether or not she can deliver in the office. But so far, I mean, they have not raised enough objection as a minority as an individual minority leader, he really doesn't think that there's a big problem with it. So he has okayed but not supported her in this particular case.
So the minority leader has not much of a problem, but
Yes.
the Greater Accra Regional Chairman seems to have a...
Yes, the party have stated and issued a statement.
Okay.
Probably complaining about the appointment to former President John Dramani Mahama, who has stated categorically that he believes that there should have been further, better, and more detailed consultation to have that office protected. And says the manner in which there was removal and replacement leaves much to be desired too.
Right.
So these are the shades of relevant opinion within the opposition party today as we speak.
Great. Thank you very much, Raymond. Anymore, let's move into issues having to do with the police.
Actually, no. The traders first.
Okay.
Yes.
These are 1,000 traders who are going to be homeless.
Yes. So there's 1,000 traders at CMB Abadown in Dakuman South near Adbablushi. So about 1,000 people are living in kiosks in that area. They woke up one morning and found out that they've been asked to move. You know how when the AMA come and they write the signs on the kiosk and they say, to be removed. The problem is that, or the problem that they are saying is that during the campaign, President Akufo-Addo promised to provide them with decent accommodation because that area was earmarked to become a road. The story, though, is now that the land there has been sold to 5 different people, but their checks at the railway company revealed that they are not aware of any transaction, and they claim that for the past 30 years they have been paying royalties to the Ghana Railway Company and AMA without any problem. So we're watching that space. They have said that they will move, though, if they are compensated and accommodation is adequately provided for them. They took to the streets, over 1,000 people in Dakuman a couple of days ago. So.
Right. Raymond, salaries for workers.
Yes. Today is the 26th, right?
Yes.
In the next 5 days, in August this year, the Controller Accountant General, according to the Ghanaian Times, would start a very important system. This system is to deny the entire worker force within a grouping, let's say the ministry of whichever ministry you want to think of. They'll be denied their salaries if the ministry exceeds its quota of payroll runs. So this is how it works. Every ministry issues to the controller the number of people that should be paid for a particular month. These numbers have been predetermined and discussed with the ministries. The controller is worried that various ministries are exceeding this particular warrant space. So 15 people should be paid, 10 people should be paid. But unfortunately, some ministries are issuing like more than that number. The controller is insisting that from August, nobody who exceeds, let's say a minister exceeds it. The only difficulty in this particular case is that whilst we have tried to get rid of ghosts on our payroll, and we've done that a lot of times, the World Bank has supported the process. In fact, recently, we are even having a consortium to deal with the problem again, removing a ghost from our payroll system. The only difficulty now is that it's unclear whether you or my very good self will be removed. So if there's a list of 500 and we are all in the public sector, and the minister submits that particular list, how would the controller be able to determine who doesn't deserve the salary or who deserves the salary in this case? I think they should hold the leaders of the various ministries accountable for presenting this list, because they are the people who know the number of people working there, and if you exceed it, it should not be the worker that will suffer for it, but it should be maybe take the minister's salary and share it to the people. Maybe a better way of. And all of this is to make sure that our budget is kept in line. We are running a very tight budget this year. We need money for other things, including 323 million for what? The double track system that is coming in there.
But we are being told that it's 323 million versus 1.3 billion that would have been implemented if we were not doing double track and we were actually beefing up infrastructure to take everyone in a regular system. So it's a
the infrastructure wouldn't have been ready anyway,
even if we had all the money. According to the Education Ministry,
what happened to our original plan of 1.3 billion for the free SHS this entire year?
No, so it's different.
It's not. Why should they be different?
Not exactly. So the 1.2
double tracking should be an extension of free SHS. Not
so we should have made that's budget 2.6 billion.
I'm saying that budget should have known that there was going to be double tracking or any of its related factors involved in there. You cannot then come back later and say that, I need extra money because I chanced on the problem. when everybody knew this problem from day one. Anyway.
Well, yes, so that's the argument that has been canvassed quite eloquently over the past few days. Any more interesting news for palm wine drinkers?
Yes, so the Minister of Science, Technology, Environment and Innovation, Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng, has been speaking. He was speaking on the topic Ghana's development, the role of environment, science and technology. And he's calling for a ban on the use of weedicides because it apart from the fact that it destroys the weeds, it also affects the fertility of the soil. He also wants us to be very careful when we're drinking palm wine, especially because apparently the palm wine tappers, even though it may not be deliberate, are introducing pesticides into the palm wine that they are churning out. The problem with that is that these things cause cancer. The other thing he talked about was the fact that we're also using pesticides in preserving food items like Kobe and tiger nuts. So he's calling for an intervention. He's also calling us to be very careful about what?
No, I'm just confused that the minister is calling for intervention. We want to hear him say that I stopped this from happening at this end because I asked the FDA to move in and fix this problem.
Because he's the
he's
asking
for national intervention.
Who is the national intervention?
In fairness, he may need to consult other ministries. For this kind of reform to take
the
place.
consultation is damn proud to come in to tell us that there is a problem with it. So why? We should stop doing anything. Awaiting his consultation with his people before they now come and decide on what to do with the problem.
Do you have a vested interest in palm wine?
No. I am only saying that. I am only worried about ministers asking me to do their job for them by saying that, let's all agree on what to do. Please, it's clear.
Raymond,
this is a clear-cut breach of our food and drugs laws. Please, get the implementation done so that we will be assured, we the people who pay tax, we will be assured that the food is good enough for us to eat or drink that thing.
Good point, Raymond. Yeah. Very good point.
But this is what that we are asking for.
Very good
actually, he raised an excellent point. No, to be honest, by saying that a minister's job is to implement policy to make changes in areas like this. Yeah. Not to come and tell us that there's a problem and call for I think the call for intervention part is there.
What triggered. Anyway, but the most important, not the most important thing, the thing to take away from this is that just be careful about your palm wine sources until the committee is set up.
So please, when you come for corporate jam, don't bring palm wine, please.
And Kobe and tiger nuts.
We may have. I don't know. I don't know what Raymond what his position is on palm wine drinking, but no, you don't bring palm wine. No find.
And no tiger nuts.
And no tiger nuts and what?
Kobe.
All right.
And Kobe is a bit random though for corporate jam.
Okay. Yes. So we have some input here from a governance expert. A minister's job is not to implement policy, but to formulate policy. But then the agencies that work under him do the implementation. So he still has oversight.
The minister's
over these
responsibility,
agencies.
to be clear, is to make sure that he makes the people who work under him fix the job at various levels and also engage them. The minister is not only there to implement policy. Indeed, the systems within the ministry has policy structures. The minister's implementation of policy includes having to go ahead and make sure that if I have 15 agencies, they are all functioning.
Yeah.
Not to sit in his office and say that I have a broad view of how the thing is supposed to work.
It's okay, Raymond.
But let me finally bring you home to where that we need better policies anyway. Former ambassador Dr. Ankama has been killed in a car accident. He was Ghana's ambassador to India under Dr. Hilal Liman's 29-month stay in office. In fact, this happened yesterday. 2 days ago, and he was knocked down by a policeman who was speeding in his private car in Sunyani, and the police clearly are in the bad books of the people of this republic this week and the coming ones. But this was a solid accident that took away a man who has served the nation in various capacities and has actually been very, very illustrious in all of his dealings in the country. It brings to mind that this year alone, 6 people died every single day from accidents. 6 every single day. So today we are about 7 hours in a day. We should expect 6 people dying. Unfortunately, on the average, that's what happened in your country. More than that, people die from malaria.
It's a national crisis, seriously. Let's go online. And the online news review is brought to you by Zenith Bank, in your best interest, Goyle Good Energy, and Safe Doctor app, the future of better medical care. Ghana's #1 indigenous oil marketing company, GOIL, gives you innovation that takes you further. The new GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. These expertly crafted lubricants work excellently with all modern petrol and diesel engines, provide superior cleaning and protection, reduces fuel consumption, prolongs oil change intervals, and enhanced engine performance. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Engineering innovation for your vehicle has arrived and is available at all the over 330 GOIL filling stations across the nation. GOIL, good energy. Now sign up for Zenith Bank Assurance products and secure the future under no stress. You can get the Zenith Life Plan, Zenith Farewell Plan, Zenith Education Plan, and the Zenith Hospital Cash Plan, all underwritten by Prudential Life Insurance Ghana. Enjoy a secure future by calling Zenith Bank today on 0302 680 884 for insurance packages that will conveniently cater to all your insurance needs. Zenith Bank, in your best interest. MyJoyOnline.com says business activities at weakest growth since January. This is from Stanbic Bank PMI. You want to get the details of that on myjoyonline.com. High Court nullifies Shraj's assets declaration ruling against Finance Minister. And adomonline.com says Kweku Bako held gadget that interviewed Ekufado on number 12. Ken Ejapon alleges. The controversy rages on about number 12. But it's time for the BBC News at 7. We want to say a very, very good morning to all our corporate friends who will be joining us on Friday for the Corporate Jam. I just received a text message from Robert Schreier of GOIL. He's sending me a fist bump. I believe that that means you are coming to dance, raise your hands in the air. But it's a happy birthday of the wives of two of our good friends. Inshira Ado. Inshira Ado's wife is celebrating her birthday. Sewa Koto Inshira Ado. Happy birthday to you. Also, the wife of Nathaniel Atto, Mrs. Emilia Atto. Happy birthday to you and happy anniversary to the two of you. So it's the 5th anniversary of Nathaniel and Emilia Atto, and it's the birthday of Emilia Atto. So happy birthday, wonderful ladies. Thank you so much for taking good care of your husbands. They are helping us a lot in the office. Well, they also take care of you, so please, let me just balance that out there. It's time for the BBC News at 7. We'll be back after that.
This was Kwame's Life before